Hello, everybody. We're welcoming back Ross Benjamin for our daily NCAA basketball underdog value tickets. And Ross had an unbelievable day Saturday, sweeping the board. That makes him 11-4-1. And I'll tell you right now, that's production and that's profitability, and that's what our viewers are seeking. Any edge we can get to beat the book. Ross, first and foremost, great weekend. My hat's off to you. Now, moving forward, we've got two big ball games tonight. Oakland is one, playing Northern Kentucky, and you like Northern Kentucky at home getting 5. Really interested to hear your breakdown on this game. So if you will, break it down for us and let us know why Northern Kentucky is the underdog ticket tonight.
Well, this card is a short one, as you well know, Mike, and we're going to be put to a heat test today because there's not a lot to choose from. Let's get right to this Northern Kentucky Oakland game. Northern Kentucky just 13 days ago went to Oakland and as a 13-point underdog blew out Oakland by 17 points, and there was no fluke about that performance. They held one of the best shooting teams in the country in Oakland at just 38% from the floor, and they also out-rebounded them by 15. Now, when you look at the disparities of these two teams' records, you would think that Oakland's going to come back with a vengeance, and they very well may be tonight, but I just can't ignore that this might be a game where Oakland just doesn't match up real well with this Northern Kentucky team for whatever reason. And obviously, you saw that within the statistics. And you're also looking at a Northern Kentucky team. The last 5 games has shot close to 40% from the three-point line. And Oakland has been a terrible defensive team all year, Mike. And they leave themselves exposed in that regard. If they don't have a great shooting game, they leave themselves very vulnerable because they can't stop anybody defensively. In their last 5 games alone, they're allowing 82 points and 82 points per game and 48% shooting from the field. That's not very good at all. I'm going to take a shot here. We're going to go with Northern Kentucky plus the 6 at home against Oakland.
And Ross, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this. There's 2 stats that stick their head out to me. Oakland 8-1 against the spread on the road, and that revenge factor. I personally, when I dug into the last matchup, I don't think Oakland overlooked this team. I think that team came in ready and, like you said, took advantage of a lot of the weaknesses that Oakland displays. Does not at all that revenge factor play into you maybe saying, uh-oh, maybe not? Or is it you just feel really good about the talent that Northern Kentucky has?
Well, I don't feel real good about the talent that Northern Kentucky has. And it's a very good question because revenge in conference games always takes precedence when you handicap a game. And especially when you're looking at revenge involving a team that's clearly the better team on paper or at least has the better resume. But in this particular instance, I'm just looking and seeing what Oakland shot from the floor. Now, I don't think they'll shoot anywhere close to 38% again. I think that's going to approach more like in the mid 40s to high 40s. But the rebounding factor, to me, I just don't think that that's a fluke. And like I said, Mike, without beating a dead horse, sometimes teams just don't match up against certain opponents. And I think this is a case tonight when we're looking at Oakland versus Northern Kentucky.
And that's a very, very valid point. There's just some matchups that just don't work out, no matter how it looks on paper. And also, I noticed Oakland's more or less a one-man show. This Khalil Felder last game went off for 33, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 steals. But that was really the only magic they had going. So I checked a couple games back, and they don't really distribute the ball and nowhere near like Northern Kentucky. So I don't see any reason, besides a revenge factor, that might be a very good call. Now on this next game, and it's very, very rare, viewers, that Ross and I go opposite sides, but we're going to be doing another gentleman's bet because Ross likes Texas tonight, getting 5 at Baylor, and I like Baylor minus the 5. So if you will, Ross, break this game down for me and let me know what you think that inside information or some facts that Texas, might hold an edge here as an underdog getting the points.
Well, there's no such thing as inside information in my book, but I'll break it down the best I could here, Mike. I can honestly see anybody who has a case for Baylor in this contest. They're very good on their home court. They're a very good rebounding team. They shoot the ball awfully well. Well, I just like the way Texas has played of late, Mike. I mean, it seems to me that Shaka Smart's
Mhm.
aggressive defensive style is starting to firmly take hold in Austin. And again, they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They do have quality wins this season against Washington, number 2 North Carolina, number 14 Iowa State, and at number 9 West Virginia. The Iowa State and West Virginia game, part of this 5-1 run they're on. Now, defensively, like I alluded to, this is a team the last 5 games. They're holding opponents to 37.1% from the field and less than 30% from the 3-point line. That has Shaka Smart's stamp all over it. And Baylor, the only thing I would say right now in a negative fashion when it comes to Baylor, I don't like the way they're playing defensive late. Last 5 games, they're allowing opponents close to 49% from the field and 43% from the 3-point line. If Texas can at least hold their own on the boards in this game, I firmly believe they'll have a very good chance of winning this game outright,
Ooh.
although I will take the points as an additional bonus. I'm going to take the Texas Longhorns here, Mike, plus the 5 against Baylor.
You know, in Texas, 3-2 against the road on the spread. You know, that's admirable. In Baylor, they're only 5-9-1 against the spread. So I don't know. There are some factors that are huge, and I love this Shaka Smart. I think it was a great hire to replace Rick Barnes. I mean, he did magic at VCU, and I really feel that will transfer into the Texas program. It may take a little time, but it's already starting to take place, and I like it. He was the man for the job. The factors that I like for Baylor, Ross, and again, this is just, you know, looking at breaking it down. The rebounding is huge. I think they have that advantage, but I also like the experience. You know, you got Rico Gathers and you got Prince, and those 2 guys lead this team. I just think Texas might be in for a little more than they can handle at Baylor on the home court. So, you know, we've got a nice little gentleman's bet. Again, I'm going to take Baylor, giving you 5, and we'll see how it plays. And again, that's why they play the game. So, viewers, you heard it, and Ross Benjamin, and we've got no reason whatsoever to refute him because he's on a tear. He likes Northern Kentucky plus 5 tonight, and also Texas plus 5 college basketball. Hey, Ross, thanks so much for your input, for your breakdown. We look forward to getting back to you again tomorrow, and good luck tonight, my friend.